trust. It's proof of trust. Listen, you can say, a lot of what we do is the requirements that God asks us and the things that God asks us to do are merely to solidify and prove and make a statement to ourselves, to God, and to the world. It's not just about God. God doesn't need our money. We need to release it. We need to prove to ourselves that you know what? I trust Daddy God, man. I love that analogy of Pastor Jeff watching his little boy, and he's like, I'm not going to let my little kid go without chips. Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna bless him more than I bless the other kids. I'm like, hey, maybe you don't like those regular chips. What do you want? Doritos? You want some Cracker Jacks? I'll go buy you a whole box. Just for you. Yeah. And so it's more about proving to ourselves, okay? It's about this right here, and we're going to get into this. It's about this. Listen, we can say, I believe in God. I hear from God. I believe His Word. But at some point, you're going to have to make a decision, which is a choice. And then at some point, you're going to have to put an action behind it. And all that does is create then the habit of giving, the routine of paying tithe. What? It's going to create a lifestyle of a generous person. It's going to create a lifestyle of a person who trusts God. God says, here's where He says, I give, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Not here. Not here, not here, not here. You don't receive in here. You receive down here. This is where it's proven. Look, anybody can do a random one time. You know what? Has anybody, ever, shot pool? I'm not very good at shooting pool. But every once in a while, man, I'll have a good break. Lucky break. Right? And if no one knew, they'd be like, oh, dang. It's like, no, that was just pure luck. It's the routine. It's the habit. It's the day. That's proof. Listen, for most of us, we would love to be able to say, hey, I went to the altar, I gave my life to Christ. Now everybody's going to put me right back on grade A, good guy status. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Just because, I've got someone right now, just because you come to me and you say you're sorry because you messed up, okay, I forgive you. But guess what? Trust. Right now, forgiveness, that's a voice. I'm going to watch your choices. I'm going to watch your actions. I'm going to watch and see if it's a habit. I'm going to watch and see if it becomes a routine. I'm going to see if it's a lifestyle. And I'm probably not going to trust you again. Come on. I'm probably not going to trust you again. And for those of us who have broken trust with people, you can't expect a sorry. You can't expect a sorry to make everything right. This is they're going to be like, okay, great. Let me watch your choices. You're going to have a choice to do this again. You're going to be faced with the same choice that broke relationship, right? The same choice that you made that hurt the trust and broke the trust. Guess what? You're going to be offered that choice again and again and again and again. And I'll be watching. That's what the other person says. I'll be watching the choices that you make. Right? Ladies, you got a guy, oh, I'm sorry, maybe he cheated on you, Well, guess what? I'm going to be watching and see if you cut your eyes at that waitress or if you... Was she walking back into the kitchen? I'm watching, right? I'm not giving you trust. And if it doesn't become a lifestyle, and this takes time. This takes proof. This takes the actions and the habits. It can't even just be one action. Great, you said you're sorry and you brought me roses. Great. That's one action. Doesn't mean everything's going to be okay. We can give one time. We can sacrifice one time. That doesn't mean that you have a lifestyle of sacrifice. That doesn't mean that it's a lifestyle of kindness. And a lot of times, some of the actions that we do to try to recover are to a person who knows us, they're completely immaterial. The roses that we give to try to make up or say we're so, that's great, but I don't want that. I don't want that. What I want is for what happened to never happen again. And a lot of times we're spending our time trying to do these one-off things. And the same thing with God. Right? We get into a jam or we get into a situation, and even with our giving. Well, I don't know. They've been talking about giving. Let me put something in the offering plate and see if it works. And it's a one-time deal to try to make God pay your electric bill. I got a $200 electric bill. Let me put $20 in the offering. I never give on a regular basis, but man, I really need God to come through. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. More than likely, I'm just telling you, the way it works is it works when it becomes a lifestyle. That's when you really start seeing the fruit of everything that we do in life. And that takes time. And really, because we're limited to time and space, time is the great equalizer. Write that down. Time is the great equalizer. You heard, we heard Simon Sinek. Why is time the great equalizer? Because you have exactly the same amount of time as I do. See, you may not have the same amount of money as I have. You may not have the same talent as I have. I may not have the same background, education as you have. We're not equal on that. But there's one thing that we're all equal in. Each of us share 24 hours in a day. And so, why this takes time and why time is the great equalizer is because that's the proof. Because your love, your trust, your kindness, my kindness, my love, my trust is no greater than yours. And yours is no greater than mine. But it all takes time. Why is giving our money mean so much? Yeah, because we spend more of our time earning money than anything else we do. You understand? And that dollar is representative not of so much of a monetary amount, but a time amount, a pursuit amount, a sweat amount, a desire amount, a getting up every day, going to the daily grind, doing sometimes what we don't like to do. And so then when we give, a portion of that to God, do you understand? That it represents. And then when we do that over and over and over again, I want to get to this point. Because this voices, choices, actions, habits, routines lead to lifestyle. And if you leverage your lifestyle, you can achieve or discover your purpose and ultimately your destiny. But I want to start with voices. And I want to tie it into this statement down here. Everything is an expression. Write that down. Everything is an expression. Remember I said that who is Jesus? Who is Jesus? Somebody tell me, who is Jesus?
Son of God.
Son of God, but who is he?
The Word made flesh.
He's the Word. He's the Word. Okay? Listen. Next time I ask you, who is Jesus? You're going to say, He's the Word. He's the Word. And what is the Word?
Truth. The way is truth in your life.
The Word is truth. How do we express our words? How do you express your words? Huh? Somebody said it. How do you express it?
Voice.
With your voice. So Jesus was known as the voice of God. All through the New Testament or Old Testament, Jesus was the voice of God. And in the Gospel of John, John says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Right? Okay? That's who Jesus is. Okay? What are words? What that come out of our voice? What is that? Expression. Okay? So Jesus was the Word, but the Word, if you want to break down what the Word is an expression. I cannot know you, you cannot know me, apart from our expression. You are an expression. Really, if you boil it down, that's all you are. Everything about you is an expression. I was in Home Depot and I saw a father and son come in. Now, if you see Joel and me together and our backs were turned and we were walking, you would probably be able to say that's a father and a son. I witnessed it myself the other day. A father and a son came in, same build. They were stocky. These guys, it was probably a 48-year-old father and an 18, 19-year-old son. But so, he was big. He was grown, just big like his dad. Barrel, big calves and everything, and had the exact same walk. They walked through the store. And you could just tell. It's an expression. Their walk is an expression. How you walk. Walk with your head down, walk with your head up, walk with your shoulders back. Your movement is an expression. Where you are talks about you. The places you go says something about you. Going to church is an expression. If you're not home between the hours of 9 and 12 on a Sunday, that says something about you. Every week, I could go, if I didn't know you and I went to your house between 9 and 12 every Sunday, I could probably figure out something about you. Either you work every Sunday, there's only probably two options. You work every Sunday, or you're at church. And if you come home around 12:30 or 1, it's probably church. I just figured out, I learned something about you. I know you a little bit better. What? Just because of your movement. Living epistles known and read of all men. The way we wear our pants. I see guy. I wonder if you get caught by the cop. Oh my gosh. You have your hand right here. It's an expression. Do you know that this stool, that's an expression. That's an expression of a stool. Here's one. That's another expression of a stool. That's an expression of a stool. What? Of the Creator. This is the Creator's expression. These pants are an expression. It's not just a manufactured item. It's an expression of a creator, a designer, a tailor. And when I put it on, it's a particular expression. Oh, everybody's like, Pastor, well, you're probably wondering through your head, probably something special's going on. He's not in his blue jeans and t-shirt. Right? And I don't have to say anything. All I got to do is change my clothes. And I express something